Live. Ayan. We are live again from Clandon Park and Manurewa, New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us once again. And our this time it's our 18th episode of New Zealand First Home Buyers Guide and Insight. Now I'm getting a hang of the title because it's quite long anyway. And of course, today we will be going to tama bang grammar ko? Dive deeper into the important topic of insurance na we've discussed about this last 2 weeks
Yes,
ago. So
yes,
six.
yes. I think every episodes out there we've been actually discussing about insurance because it always kind of like in line whenever like of course when we're buying a house or when
Yeah.
we're selling our house as well, like at the end of the day we always have to have insurance, and insurance always kind of like but then we always have a disclaimer: we cannot give any advice because we're not the experts in that field. And yeah.
Well, hang on. I'm just gonna plug in my because we are not really an expert in that field. We have invited someone who is an expert in that one. When we say expert, with 8 years, can you think about it? 8 years of experience as a what's the term?
Financial
Financial,
advisor.
financial or financial advisor. Uh,
Advisor.
Greatly considered as a senior because 8 years nga naman, di ba? Ako 7 years pa lang dito nagtuturo. But
And I'm only
this
almost 3 years.
as an agent, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah. And, and it's really good to know, especially those who are into or thinking of buying their first home, to have what do you call this? A strong foundation. No, not probably strong foundation, but
strong
just at
knowledge.
least knowledge, about insurance. Because when we were just renting our home, when we were just renting a house, ang insurance lang namin was car, and that's it. Car
Health.
lang.
You don't
Uh,
even have a health insurance, ate. Maybe a health insurance.
wala. Because husband ko nga hindi ayaw niya. Parang, it is what it is. If it happens. But for me, I was into it because it's protection, because you don't know what will happen. But of course, when we bought our house, we were able to talk to a mortgage broker
Yeah.
and many other people, and probably doon nag-open yung mind niya na this
Yes.
is really a big thing. And I believe it now because we have several claims already, and it really helped us, including the insurance, travel insurance. Now I'm still
Yeah.
claiming for uh, making a claim, of course. So this is a very good topic because we have an expert with us to dive deeper into this insurance. Ano nga ba itong mga insurance that we need to know more, especially coming from the Philippines? We're not so aware of it, and
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. It's money, but then in
Mm-hmm.
the end, if nothing happen, you're still gonna spend money anyway. And yeah, I know you were the one who brought up this name because kilala mo
Yes.
na siya
I I
before.
I am a follower of this guest. I am a follower of that. I'm a silent follower. I keep on watching some of the videos and everything. And I just like before we even started, like the conversation earlier, I already told you that I'm just recapping one of the videos of this person, and that was like a 4-year-old video. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot about it. And I always wanted to talk to him because, as first and foremost, he is a kabayan. And when I was new
Wow.
here in New Zealand, when I came here in New Zealand, I never had any knowledge about insurance. And what I've mentioned last week, ate, remember, or I think 2 weeks ago, that when I was a student here, when I came here, I got an accident, which wasn't, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be covered, but I don't know how to claim. So I pretty much, as a student, I had to pay $500 just for a little steroid medicine because I had an
Expensive.
allergy reaction. And so I didn't know. I didn't know my rights. I don't know. So I think it is very important to really talk to this person. And now I'm so glad at it that he is actually gonna talk to me because I'm a silent follower.
That's really nice. He's very kind despite of his busy schedule with his
Yes,
work and his family as well. He graced us. He graced this podcast with his simple time, with his no, this is actually a very valuable time for us, for all of us. And so we would like to introduce coming from the Philippines as a registered nurse here in New Zealand, but then he changed career in the long run. And maybe you want to find out why, or if you want to know how to become a financial advisor, who knows, there might be someone kind of interested in that kind of pathway. Feel free to drop your questions below, and we will try to answer all of them as soon as we can. And this guest of ours is quite popular here in New Zealand, I would say, because I've seen him on several podcasts as
on
well.
various podcasts. Yeah,
Yeah, with Jai.
with Jai
That's
as
when
well. And
I
of course,
spotted him.
in our Facebook community, Filipino community, Pinoy's in NZ, he's always there. So I am a silent follower. So it's,
So he
okay,
migrated to New Zealand as a nurse in 2010. I came here 2014. So siya mas nauna, way to go. And practiced for 7 years as a nurse before moving on to becoming a financial advisor. Started his journey as an insurance last January 2016, part time, and then later on moved to full time in 2019. Oh, that was during the pandemic. Wow.
yes,
So currently servicing over 2,000 clients and mostly Filipinos. So mga Filipinos dyan, if you have no ideas about insurance, I bet, because you know how you would say, Mary Ann, that your service, what do you call this, in service introduction is free. And then once they get your service, that's when they
of
start.
course.
Probably, itanong po natin
Later,
mamaya.
yes, later.
Yeah, yeah, that would be exciting. And averaging, he's also, how do you say it? Like having 20 claims or more per month. Dao, and that's just an average. So that means to say he's really catering to his
A
clients.
lot.
So
Yes.
we're not gonna make this long. We're gonna introduce now our guest, Mister. Uh,
Without further ado,
Bobby Chua, thank you so much, and welcome to our show.
Um, Na-pressure ako
Mali-
sa introduction.
Ah, but actually, that was pretty much
Close you.
convincing for me to trust you with all your experience.
Yeah, maraming
yes,
salamat po. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to join yung mga invitation po kasi it's always about giving information sa ating mga kabayan na free and they have the opportunity to ask as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Would you like to greet them first in Bisaya? Kasi Bisaya ka rin pala.
Mayong gabi sa tanan mga I'm from Davao so mga taga Davao, taga Cebu, mga Bisaya, mayong gabi and hopefully na namin matun-an sa ato ang podcast today.
Oh, cute naman ang mga Bisaya niya. Ako magta-try hard niyan kasi lumaki na ako sa Iloilo. Doon lang family ko and I was born in the biggest Davao del Sur. Pero taga-syudad po ba kayo sa Davao? Syudad?
Yes
Pag
po.
sinabi,
Oo.
pag sinabing Davao talaga, syudad talaga, no?
Mhm.
Okay. That's good. Because I would say, I'm from Davao, pero probinsya ako eh. Digos, Davao
oh,
del Sur. So, malaki kasi ang Davao as a whole.
Oo, malaki siya.
Yan.
Siya sa Auckland, maybe. Oo.
mas
Ay,
malaki ba siya kaysa sa Auckland?
woo!
Feeling,
Auckland is
feeling
little.
ko. Basta malaki.
Ay, may tanong ko na lang before tayo officially start our
Mhm.
discussion. Mayroon ka na bang mga clients from Davao as well?
Quite a few, but mostly napapansin ko pag mga Bisaya, usually from Cebu. Usually.
Oh. Madami nga pong Cebuano dito, no, sa New Zealand. Like, when I was a student, majority of my classmates are Cebuanos.
Mhm.
Okay.
Konti lang from Davao, but ang dami sa Cebu.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Go ahead, Marianne. You'll be the first one.
Yes. Well, actually, to be very honest, is that this is a very passionate. We are very passionate about this topic because at the end of the day, I am in real estate, And majority of my clients din po are kabayans. And the thing is, like back in the Philippines, we never really had, like there are some right now. I think they're becoming more ano po ang insurance sa Philippines. But during the time when I was young, I remember I was telling this to Ate Juvie last week. Mama used to have like all those, insurances before, but then they kind of bankrupt, in the Philippines. And then now the Filipinos are very scared because in the Philippines there are some insurances that you can't even claim. But
Mm.
without, po, parang now that we are in New Zealand, I understood the difference and of course the importance of having an insurance. And with Bobby Chua right now tonight in our episode, in line with our, with our main goal here in this podcast, Ate, is that we wanted to know with Bobby's advice as well, when we're buying, so all of our viewers, when they're buying their first home, what type of insurance actually is typically what you advise for first home buyers sa mga kabayan po natin?
Sige. So, that's a very good question kasi um, I think sa process ng pagbili ng bahay, yung isang particular insurance na kailangan ng bank before they release the money is always the last na nakakalimutan. And some people, medyo uh, nagra-rush na sila, nagpapanik na sila kasi sinabihan sila ng lawyer na, uy, bakit wala ka pang ganitong insurance? Hindi natin mailabas yung pera sa bank. So when you're buying a house, legally, you're only focused talaga to make sure na masettle yung bahay is house insurance. Okay.
Yes.
Yung contents, that's optional. But the
Mm.
house insurance, kailangan talaga. Without the house insurance, hindi magpapautang or hindi ilalabas ng bank yung pera kasi from day one na lumipat ka sa bahay, there's a chance na masunog yung bahay or
Yes.
maybe baka naatrasan mo yung garage door, which happened actually. So they need that guarantee, kumbaga. So, and that's the reason why you need the house insurance. And you can sort it like 2 weeks, 4 weeks before the settlement date. You don't have to leave it at the end.
I think that's the reason why. So Ate and Bobby as well. So a lot of that's what you've mentioned earlier. All these clients that I work with, and even sellers or even buyers as well, they overlook the importance of actually having the insurance. What they only do, what you've mentioned, is that they go to their broker and then they go to their lawyer and they only talk to these people. But at the end of the day, you actually need another fourth person in your A team. That's why I always say is that someone who you can trust that will advise you and in terms with, like, let's say insurance, because you won't be able to borrow the money. No, ano po?
No, kasi that's their security, kumbaga. To make sure.
Yeah.
Kasi posible mag-earthquake on the day na nag-settlement ka.
Yes.
So, house insurance is the only one na legally na dapat mong gawin before mag-settle.
Yeah, I agree with Bobby. Remember, oh my goodness gracious me. Last week, right, with ANZ, because she's more young. She
Mortgage
works,
manager.
and because we dealt with her, siya talaga din ang nag-impose na they can't release the money without us having an home insurance.
Yeah.
And doon din, she was able to explain it thoroughly and clearly with us, including my husband. So yun, na-convince ng husband ko because I know we can't get the loan without the insurance. Because previously we were not having insurance, just the car. And then we included the the content as well. So we have home and content insurance together now, because that's really important. Like what Bobby said, in case of natural calamities like flood, sunog, earthquake, or whatever, that serves as a protection for the bank as well, because that's a big amount of money that they're going to release.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for following that up and supporting that, because that's really a big thing. And I know a lot of our home buyers may not have any idea about this, and this will be on top of their expenses. So, apart from preparing for your deposit and then your monthly or weekly repayments, you've got to consider your weekly payment of insurance as well.
Yes, correct.
So, ang tanong ko, uh, I'm not going to follow the questions that I have prepared, but this just suddenly pop up because what would be the best way to pay a home or content insurance? Is it for the whole year or weekly, fortnightly, or is
Mm,
there
mm,
a
mm.
difference?
That will be a personal choice. Wala namang ideal. There are certain families where they like paying bills monthly kasi they earn income monthly. And then there are some na they want fortnightly, like nurses, because they paid fortnightly. So the idea kasi is if you're getting paid fortnightly, that's money in. Your expenses should also be fortnightly lahat, even power bill, water bill, insurances, so that money in, money out, you know what's left in your money. Kasi when you're paying fortnightly, when you're getting paid fortnightly sa sahod and you're paying bills monthly, yung isang fortnight sa isang buwan, halos wala kang perang natira kasi lahat ng bills pumasok doon. So that's one of the things I explain to my clients ko na, if you're getting paid weekly, let's put it weekly so that you know the money in and money out. Simple. Yeah.
Okay, but me personally, I try to pay it for the full year because I've heard that there's a discount, but it's not really
Yes.
that much
Yes.
though.
Sorry, I missed that part. My discount, and this is not for the life insurance and health insurance. This is mostly for house contents and car insurance. So for some insurers, I can say na there's a 5% discount when you pay annually kasi you're saving them an admin work in a way.
Okay.
True.
So it only applies, I'm pretty sure it only applies for house contents and car.
I think I agree with you. Kasi yung life insurance namin and health insurance, we're paying it off every week and fortnightly. And I haven't tried paying it off for a full year. Only the car insurance and home and content insurance. Bakit kaya ganon?
It will be the same amount kasi yung sa life insurance kasi it's meron na silang mga kanya-kanyang sabihin na nating promotion. Some of them offers the bundle discount, yung mga ganon. So naka-incorporate na yung discount. So they could not further give you a discount by paying annually kasi meron na silang own discount na naka-apply per insurer. So it's just a little bit different po sa house contents and cars. But I'm pretty sure, like I think Vero from ANZ, if you
Mm.
pay annually, that's 5% off. Yeah.
Malaking bagay ba yun? Teka, i-solve ko muna. Ikaw muna, Mary, anong question? I'm gonna solve the
Actually,
finance.
It's about $50 per $1,000 na premium. So
oh,
that's $50 less. Yeah.
Pwede ko ng pang timo yun. Bibili ako ng damit.
well,
Yeah, you have
yes, I have a question. Like, there is a belief of all these people that I've actually met po, and that they think that having a life insurance alone would kind of help them when they're purchasing a home. Is there a correlation when you're having a life insurance and then you're buying a house and you don't need to have a house insurance?
Um, yung house contents and car insurance, it falls
Different.
under the category of fire in general. So it's a very separate industry ng insurance. So fire in general, and then we have personal risk cover, which is yung everything sa sarili, life, critical, income, medical, nakaseparate din siya.
Mm.
Now, when you're buying a house, of course, you need the house insurance para may labas ng bank yung pera, and of course, at the same
Yes.
time, kapag ka nasunog, it's not much of a headache.
Mm.
It's covered. Yung life insurance, kapag bumibili ka ng bahay, a lot of people, kasi it depends sa kausap mo sa bank. And we've heard stories about sinabi daw ng bank sa kanila na they have to. So it's kind
Mm.
of like the way it's explained to them is you have to get this kasi bumili ka ng bahay. So yung
Yeah.
totoo po dyan, and legally, when you buy a property, house insurance lang yung kailangan mo. Yung life insurance, hindi kasama sa contract. And the bank is not allowed to require you to have a life
Mm.
insurance before approving it. Hindi. So, you can actually buy a house without a life insurance. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
But the reason why you get a life insurance is usually kapag bumibili ng bahay, it's usually my family, my kids, you just don't want na kapag may mangyari sa'yo na very early, like passing away very early on an accident, na nalubog sa utang yung family mo, and because they can't pay the mortgage, they have to sell the house and go back on renting or maybe go back home. So yung life insurance has a very different purpose compared on sa house insurance.
That is actually, see, that answers the question that I have, because at the end of the day, all these clients that I meet, they actually think that that can cover it, which is, it is in fact, when ate, like, when, what if something happens to you, who will pay the mortgage? At
Yeah.
least your life, like me, my life insurance, I think I'm insured about 500,000 kung bigla akong mamatay.
Alam mo, like in my, I don't know, I don't remember anymore. I haven't reviewed our policy, but I'm just paying $13 something a week. Let's talk about that one. If because I think we have availed just the cheapest one, just the basic one. What can you say about that, Bobby? What would be your best recommendation?
Personal choice po. So when I talk to clients, magkakaiba. There are clients where kapag lumalapit sila, they want to make sure na fully insured sila. And that means you have to pay more because you're getting more. And then there are clients na lumalapit na, ay sir, gusto ko lang para sa polo, para mabigyan ako ng OEC certificate ng polo. Or sir, nagsisimula lang ako ngayon, gusto ko lang muna ng basic. So kapag gusto lang nila ng basic, that simply means they want life cover and critical illness, which is the two cheapest product. It's cheap kasi technically speaking, the life cover only pays during death, and the chance of you dying, of course, is highly unlikely compared sa magkasakit and using medical insurance. That's why medical insurance will cost more. So life and critical illness will be the basic, and that's when they just want very conservative lang muna kasi eventually you can upgrade, but life and critical illness, yan yung basic na everybody needs to have talaga.
Since
And
you've mentioned about this life insurance for those who have just recently moved to New Zealand and those who have been living here, is there a difference when they get this insurance? May difference ba sa, say, sa amount or sa coverage, or is it basic for everyone?
Doon sa dalawang scenario na you've mentioned between someone who's probably a citizen here or someone who's on a work visa, wala namang difference sa price. The difference is their eligibility lang to some of the products. So for work visas, meron lang mga limitations kung ano lang yung pwedeng makuha nila. And then just certain minor terms lang, but price is the same. So a citizen who's 40 years old, carpenter, and a work visa na carpenter, 40 years old, will be paying the same price for the same cover na in-apply nila.
yeah, that actually brought me to that question. My next question was actually the eligibility po. So we have a lot of kababayans who doesn't really know that they're actually eligible to get an insurance. Like, will you be eligible to have a life insurance or say bill cover, or like the income protection if you're in, I don't know, like in student visa or work visa? What can you say about that po?
Sige po. Sa eligibility, simple lang. Anyone from 2 years work visa and above, you should be able to access most of the benefits. May mga limitations lang sa work visa, sa income protection, pero 2 years and above, you should be able to have most of the options. Pero pag less than 2 years, so kunwari 1 year lang yung work visa, they might be able to get life and critical illness. Some insurers, they don't offer, pero depende sa work mo. As long as the insurer can see na long-term naman natitira ka dito, we might be able to push it through. Pero kapag less than 2 years work visa, your priority should be travel insurance kasi nandoon yung medical cover Kapag ka may nangyari kasi sa'yo dito and you need some hospital treatment, surgery, and I think I've heard someone ngayon na kailangan ng heart surgery, could be 100,000, um, babayaran mo yun eh. So, the good news lang sa New Zealand is kapag pumunta ka ng emergency department, whether you're a visitor or one-year work visa, hindi ka naman nila papauwiin kasi visitor visa ka. Sa New Zealand, I think ang maganda lang is kapag ka nag-present ka sa emergency department, you will be treated as kind of like a citizen of New Zealand. So if kailangan ka operahan ka and you'll deal with the cost later. But it's still good na may travel insurance ka so that yun na yung sasalo ng gastos while nag-aantay ka ma-extend yung visa mo to 2 years.
So just to clarify, for 2 years visa, you can avail at least the basic and more. Depends.
Most, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, most. But less than two, you would suggest them to get travel insurance.
Primarily travel insurance to cover the unexpected medical costs. And then they may consider life and critical illness, but that's case-to-case basis po kasi there's only few insurers that would accept it. And depende sa trabaho. If we could, like carpenter or a nurse, kayang ilusot sa insurer yan kasi we can justify na there's no way na i-decline yung visa nila sa renewal. But yes po, pag less than 2 years, your primary talaga would be travel insurance kasi yun yung masakit sa bulsa talaga.
Is there a difference with the price of the life insurance and the travel insurance?
Yes, magkaiba sila kasi si life cover has a different purpose. It's to leave money behind. The travel insurance is a one-off payment based on the duration ng, like, let's say you want to get 6 months cover, then you pay for the 6 months cover, but you pay it upfront. Mura, to be honest, mura lang siya. Kasi if you look at ambulance cost right now, it's probably around $1,000 yung ambulance cost. And you're never gonna pay $1,000 for your travel insurance. Lalo na for 40 years old, wala masyadong pre-existing condition. You may be paying $300 for 6 months cover siguro. So it's always worth it to have a travel insurance. But yeah.
But this is only individual. Pag sinabing 300, ano? Isa lang.
Isang beses lang yan. Yes. You only pay it upfront. Yeah.
I cannot travel ate without travel insurance. I cannot. Like even no matter how I don't have money, I cannot. Like it's just so scary. Kasi parang before I didn't believe about that, but the reason why I started believing about insurance is that Bobby, you'll know this, when I lost my job and I didn't even know. When I was a student, I was offered a bill cover. I think it's now called like income protection. I don't know. But I was offered a bill cover. And I didn't know because it just kept on like, I forgot about it and it just kept on deducting on my income. So I never knew that up until 2019 or 2018, I lost my job because our company got liquidated. So what happened was, I'm like, I remember I have something called bill cover. So I went, it was under an insurer that they offered me. And then I went in there and I got to know that I am actually covered. So now my question was, will that also save me if I would have a mortgage during that time? Because it was I was being covered at least a percentage of my income that I lost because my company got liquidated.
Okay. Without seeing the actual policy, it's so hard kasi while you're describing it, I'm trying to think anong klaseng product. Kasi there's a lot.
Yeah.
It could be income protection, but it could also be loan rent assistance na
Something.
It's a small product na sa bank mo lang, sa bank lang ino-offer. It's between those two, or it's possible na baka it's a redundancy cover. But without seeing the policy, it's hard to tell which one it is. Pero there's certain products out there na may mga specific purpose lang talaga siya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think the reason why I really want to ask that is because ever since insurance, should I actually say the insurance? But I think they the
Oh,
company, but yeah, I don't know, but they changed the name right now. But it was really helpful, because during that time I was so devastated. I lost my job, and then I don't know how to actually support. And during that time, I gave birth. I have a baby, and it covered me for a certain period of time up until at least I found another job. And it was
It,
so good.
yeah. Did you receive money talaga, or did they just cover yung mga like personal loans mo, or did you receive money?
I received the money.
Okay.
So I
That
was receiving it.
that's likely redundancy cover.
Ah, that's so cool. See, we never knew that. So, what are there any products right now, po, that has all those covered? What do you
Mostly,
categorize it?
yeah, mostly tinanggal na after the COVID. I would say 95% of the insurers have removed the redundancy cover. Okay.
What?
There's still, I think Chubb Cigna is still offering it.
That's the
Um,
company.
yeah. So I think that's probably the only one on top of my head na I can recall na nag-offer pa. Um, it's an interesting product. Usually, makukuha mo lang if kumuha ka din ng income cover sa kanila. That's kind of like the rule. Like you get an income cover first, and that will allow you to also get a redundancy cover on top of the income cover.
Ah, but see, I didn't even know that I would need it. You know, like that was a lucky lucky one.
yeah, yeah. We have an interesting comment here from Miele or Miel Salva. Thank you for commenting and having a question here. If you've paid off your mortgage and you and your partner are still working and have no kids or dependents, do you still need a life insurance?
Yes.
Interesting.
So when you get your life insurance initially because you bought a property, your initial na purpose, kasi ang insurance kasi is dapat fit for purpose. So when we recommend something, may purpose siya. Hindi lang na, ito 1 million para sa'yo. May purpose talaga. Pati yung mga sum insured na nire-recommend namin, we justify bakit. So initially, kapag kumuha ka ng bahay, 1 million yung utang, 1 million yung life cover mo, you know that the purpose of that 1 million is just to make sure na fully covered yung mortgage kapag may nangyari sa'yo. Now, eventually, 20, 30 years forward, if wala ng mortgage na natira, which is good, the the best thing to do is to speak to your advisor and just sit down and see kung kailangan mo pa ba ng 1 million. Kasi the conversation will be, okay, so hindi na natin kailangan ng 1 million to cover the home, wala pang kids, do you still intend or meron ka pa bang ibang other loans? Baka may business na utang kayo, or are you still intending to leave money behind to each other? So it could be the purpose now has shifted from paying mortgage to leaving money to each other between spouse. So it's not necessarily that you have to let go, but it's about a discussion with your advisor and maybe make necessary changes. Pero as long as may reason pa kayo to really keep your life covered, then you keep going. Kung nanalo ka ng loto, of course, you don't need it. You bought so many assets, you don't need it. Kung talagang positive cash flow ka na, malaki yung portfolio mo, may passive income ka, then you don't need the insurance.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're
Because you've
secured.
um mortgage advisor, it's good to talk to your oh no, sorry, financial advisor, and you are a senior financial advisor. What normally is, or what are your services, and how would you work with a Filipino fellow kababayan or a new immigrant to New Zealand, because we also have viewers from other cultures as well.
Yes.
So, ang focus talaga ng service ko po is more of the personal risk cover. So, life, critical illness, income protection, medical cover, yung apat, that's the main four for your personal risk cover. Um, in terms of other insurances, I get a lot of different questions, travel insurance,
Yeah.
sometimes house insurance. I still accommodate them, and then I point them to the right team or to the right information. But ang focus ko po talaga is the life, critical, income, and medical.
So meron din pala kayong medical because at the moment, my insurances are car, home loan, home loan, sorry. Nalito ko sa mga terms ko. Home and content insurance, life, and medical. I think that's it. So the two cars, all our cars and our home and content is under one company, and medical is different, and then life insurance is under a different company. I'm thinking of, if I can just save a bit more, if I can put all of them in one company. That's why I'm shopping around and I'm interested into insurance, because we're looking for a company that can offer us a better service and at the same time a cheaper one, all consolidated as one. Yeah, and that's why we thought of you as well, kasi baka you have that service po.
Oo. So it goes back pa rin po sa, and this is a common question talaga na I also get na, sir, pwede bang pag-isahin natin lahat sa isang insurance company? So, like I've explained po sa beginning ng podcast natin today, sa New Zealand, talagang nakaseparate yung fire in general and the personal risk cover. Separate din yung investment kasi masyadong risky. If you think about it, if you own an insurance company and you sell life insurance, you also sell house insurance. Okay? And biglang may malaking lindol, but hindi lang nasira yung bahay, but so many people died. You're probably almost guaranteed na mababankrupt ka because your payout will be hundreds of millions of dollars. So kaya sa New Zealand, talagang nakaseparate siya para hindi masyadong risky. So when you do a business for life insurance, hindi masyadong tatamaan kapag ka may mga earthquake. Kapag ka may earthquake, so vice versa. So hindi siya pwede pong ipagsama. Now, you might see some of these insurers like AA offering life insurance, health insurance, car insurance, house insurance. Yung car, contents, and house sa kanila. Okay? Yan yung main business nila. Yung life and medical, hindi sa kanila. Anong tawag doon? Parang consignment. Nakikibenta lang sila. Okay? So technically, hindi sa kanila yung risk. Kasi hindi naman sila yung insured sa life, nakikibenta lang sila. So sa life nila, I think they're using Asteron Life, if I'm not mistaken. And then sa health cover ng AA, they're using NIB products. But generally speaking, they're allowed to do that kasi they're only reseller. Pero yung main business nila is far in general. So unfortunately, hindi po pwedeng ipagsama yung house and life. There's no such thing as bundle for those two.
Okay. That's a very good clarification. Kasi naghahanap ako and then it's quite hard to look for it, and that's the main reason why.
Actually, it just makes sense. It is the risk po, ano. So if you're actually putting it in one basket, what if like something happens, like everything goes gone?
If you remember yung malaking earthquake sa Christchurch,
Yeah.
AMI, I think binail out nga siya ng government, di ba? And you think about it na hindi nga sila nagbebenta ng life insurance. They're just focused on house contents and cars, but they almost went bankrupt just for that one earthquake. So you can see how much risk yung tinitake ng mga insurance companies. So hindi talaga pwedeng ipagsama. Masyadong unsafe for consumers. Yeah.
That's true. Question po. So banks, most banks also kind of offers insurances as well? Like, do they have it?
They're also resellers po. So like ANZ sa Far and General, they use Vero. So Vero is the main insurer. So they use the Vero products. And then sa
Oh,
life insurance nila, it's Chubb,
Like,
which is
so-
previously Cigna. So
yes, Signa.
yeah, so the banks are resellers po.
yeah, just
Okay.
want about our insurance with ANZ because previously we worked well with the ANZ, and then so we had our insurance with Vero under ANZ, reseller lang ang ANZ, right? So
In a way,
medyo
yeah.
medyo mahal siya. So I shopped around and ang nakita ko is AA, medyo cheaper. So lumipat kami sa AA. Yes. Pero sa life insurance namin, we're still with ANZ Chubb. Yeah.
Mm.
I
Could
keep on
could could that be? I think that's what Bobby can actually help our kababayans and all the other ones that are watching right now. You are a insurance advisor or financial advisor. You can direct them to a certain kind of service that they actually know. Like you can tailor it for them.
So the Far in General one, so ganito pong nangyari. Dati kasi we can access all insurance products from Far in General Life. May last year, binago, ang daming nagbago sa legislation ng financial advisors, wherein ang dami mo nang kailangan gawin before you
Mm.
can personally offer those services. Even KiwiSaver, ibang papers gagawin mo, investment, house contents, ibang papers na rin, life, ibang papers na rin. There's so much stuff na it limits the advisor's capability to offer services. So I haven't done my papers yet for the Foreign General. So what I
Mm.
tend to do is I still give them the general information that they need, and then I tell them that this is the team that would be good to consider to help you out because ganito, ganito, ganito. So I still point them to the right team.
Yeah.
But ang focus ko currently ngayon is nasa life, critical income, and medical.
Question ate?
I'm still processing so many things. Um, you're a mortgage. Balik na naman tayo sa mortgage. We're talking about home loan. A financial advisor. And if how Mary Ann, when people want to approach Mary Ann, and usually it's a free. What do you call that, Mary Ann? Like free advice. You give free
Yes,
advice.
we don't charge yes. Is that the same?
Is it the same as well when somebody wants to approach you? Do they need to worry about
Mm.
paying a fee or something, or what's the process?
Most of the advisors, probably 98%, we are same with Anne, na we are paid by commission. And there are certain advisors that would probably just charge a per hour rate, lalo na kapag hindi natuloy yung policy, they're allowed to charge for their time. Pero mostly po, we are paid by commission lang po. Yeah.
So if they will approach you, so we'll just contact you, set an appointment, like an initial 15 or 30 seconds, 30 minutes. I don't know if that can last that long. Na introduction or explaining to them the importance of insurance and what services you can offer, so it can possibly be free.
Oh, yep, it's always free. Wala naman po talagang babayaran.
But once they sign, that's it.
Ini-screen ko lang talaga in terms of nasaan na sila. Kasi some na lumalapit is they just want information. And if they just want
Yes.
information and they're not ready yet to really get a policy for themselves, I have certain information videos na they can watch, especially the podcasts like this. It's so
Yeah,
handy
yeah.
for them to just watch it. Yung mga mini-meeting ko is mostly like nasa point na sila na, yep, I need to get an insurance. I just don't know how.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
Mm.
okay. But in my case, say for example, if I want to move, because I have medical insurance, is it different from health?
Uh,
Medical and health, is it the
Medical and
same?
health insurance, medyo nag-interchange lang siya, but they're the same. So medical, health, private medical insurance, they're the same po. Iba-iba lang yung term na ginagamit natin.
And of course, the fee can vary depending on the cover, eh? sa
Mhm.
medical and life.
The interesting part sa medical cover is kapag may medical insurance ka na, we're very careful kasi kapag ililipat ka namin and meron ka ng mga symptoms na nangyari after you took your current policy, even as simple as tonsillitis, very likely kasi magiging exclusion na yan kapag nilipat or lilipat ka ng ibang medical insurance. So ang medical insurance is the most sensitive product out there because of
Mm.
its purpose. Ang purpose kasi niya is to treat and investigate a symptom. So,
Mm.
ang idea ng medical insurance is kunin mo siya now para sa mga symptoms na mangyayari pa lang before. It's
Mm.
not the symptoms na pre-existing. Ganun yung
Yeah.
purpose. Kaya kapag ka may magpapareview ng medical insurance, I give a heads up kagad na, look, depending on what I see on your medical history, maybe baka may isa-sacrifice tayo or maybe you're better off just staying where you are kasi hindi
Mm.
worth sacrificing baka nagka-chest pain or baka
Mm.
full na tapos maging exclusion na. So, hindi siya madaling palitan ang medical insurance. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that honest
Mhm.
Yeah.
explanation. Because when I availed this medical insurance for the family, there was like waiting time before you can start claiming for what do you call that one? A
The
refund.
period. Yeah. Is it the waiting period before you actually can claim po?
Yeah, it's like depending on the
Actually,
case. Like
po,
for ano ba yun? 3 months, sometimes 3 months or 6 months. 6 months ata for the what do you call that? Prescription.
okay. Um, I think, so ganito po, ang medical insurance, and I'm referring to surgery, cancer treatment, specialists, yan po na product, which is the comprehensive medical cover, wala po yung stand down. Okay, so if you
Oh.
get it now, your policy starts now, 7 days after, may nangyari sa'yo, may nakapangbukol, that's covered. Okay?
Ah.
The stand down na you've mentioned is an add-on ng medical insurance called everyday cover. So that's GP,
Yep.
dental, and optical. Yun po siya, yes, may stand down. Like sa dental, you won't be able to use it for the first 12 months apart from linis lang ng ngipin. Okay?
Mhm.
So yung stand down does not apply to the main cover. It only applies to the add-ons po na it's optional, yung add-ons na GP Dental Optical, but nandoon yung stand down, not on the main cover.
Oh, thank you for clarifying that. Naku, ang dami ko parang hindi alam kahit na I'm having insurances, but I just
Masyadong
sometimes.
malawak po ang insurance, to be
Correct.
honest.
Yeah.
The policy wordings, ang kapal niya na there's so much in there na technically hindi namin siya ma-explain sa client in just 2 meetings.
Mm.
We only explain what's important.
Yeah.
Kumbaga. But the rest of the information, of course, nasa policy wordings, you can't run it through. Aabutin ka ng weeks eh. So, it's all about just making sure na ma-explain yung mga very important details. Yeah, lalo na yung sa'yo, you're explaining lang the difference between the GP Dental Optical and the
Mm,
medical cover. Okay.
yeah, that's good. Quickly going back to life insurance, and then if you travel, say for example, to the Philippines, you don't have travel insurance, and then something happens to you, can you still get that life claim for your life insurance?
Yeah.
So remember, life cover is you pass away. So if you pass away in Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and your policy is in one of the top insurers, you should still be covered.
Okay.
Okay? As long as hindi ka lalampas ng like 3 buwan na nagbabakasyon there, you should be covered. With other insurers na life insurance companies like the online ones and maybe banks, I'm pretty sure some of it's not worldwide. Okay, it's not all. So, yun siya na policy ang medyo hard to tell whether makakover ka hindi. Pero if you're with the top insurers, it should be fine. It should be fine. Yeah.
Oh,
What
many.
can we actually know what are the top insurers that can
Oh,
cover
yes.
everything?
Pero just a reminder po na regardless kung may medical insurance kayo sa New Zealand, you still have to get travel insurance
Yeah.
when you're going overseas kasi yan yung magka-cover ng unexpected medical costs pa rin. So, same thing sa visitors dito. It's the same purpose. Unexpected medical costs.
That's true.
So you also offer life insurance or travel insurance for no, no, not work visa. Oh yeah, probably work visa less than 2 years or visit visa. Meron din kayo, ano?
So, yung travel insurance, what I did, if you look at the Pinoys in NZ, I did a post last year. And nag-iwan ako ng link doon from this insurer called Alliance. That particular insurer kasi, lalo na sa visitors to New Zealand, yun siya yung may capacity to cover pre-existing conditions. Ang travel insurance kasi, by default, hindi talaga makakover ng pre-existing conditions. So I posted that alliance link so that everybody can just access it without needing me. Kumbaga. So they can just access it. Madali lang, fill in the details, they'll see the price, disclose. Very straightforward and everybody can access it. Oo.
Oh, thank you for commenting that because I'm going to look it up and then add that link as well to the comment section for viewers to access it. Great. Marianne, you still have another question?
Yeah. I actually, yeah, for me, it kind of answered most of my, the information. But then now that I'm going back to our main, theme for this podcast during like for buying a house and everything like that, um, when just like I know that we've been almost 1 hour, but just go back to connect with it. What is an insurance book that I can actually, so aside from of course home insurance, that I can tell my clients, hey, you know what, you talk to Bobby Chua, I think he can actually really help you with this one. So what do you think I can advise po for my clients?
So the life insurance kasi, bumibili ng bahay, yun nga, malaki yung utang. And a reminder for them to consider na, hey, my life insurance na ba kayo? If not, have a chat with an advisor na maybe if you don't know anyone, I can refer to Bobby. It's just reminding them kasi when you're purchasing a house, ang dami mong iniisip eh. You're boxing everything. You are purchasing a lot of things, beds. You're so busy na probably one of the things na makakalimutan mo is considering life critical illness insurance. Kasi busy talaga.
That's so true. That's so true, po. That's so true. And everyone doesn't actually think about that. They just thought everything will be like lawyer, solicitor, and then mortgage right, and then at the end of the day, and an agent. But for me, I always believe the power of insurance, and it's just like a protection. It's almost like your shield to mostly everything that you can't really predict what's gonna happen.
Yun po
Yeah.
talaga yung purpose niya. You get it while you're healthy. Kasi when mauunahan ka ng medical conditions, mahirap siyang umusot in terms of getting you a policy. And as simple as consistently mataas yung blood sugar, don't wait for that kasi mahirap. It's not just mahirap, you have to pay more.
Yes.
Yes. So getting it and don't need it, which is, you've heard it before, getting the insurance policy and then you don't need it, it's better than, kakailangan mo na and wala ka pala. So that goes with medical insurance too na huwag mong antayin na kailangan mo ng ultrasound before ka kukuha kasi too late na. Excluded na yun eh.
Yes. May symptom na.
Correct.
And I think it's more expensive as well when you have symptoms or when your lifestyle is not as good as, without vices. Mas mahal ang bayaran mo, no?
mas mahal. And I understand na kapag kukuha tayo ng bahay, madaming cost eh. The house insurance is another cost, extra. Council rates.
Yes.
Mm.
Yung
Mm.
dalawa na yan, hindi maiiwasan eh. Okay, so then extra cost. And then, of course, you have to consider life insurance. So I think the bottom line here is you don't, if you're tight on budget, you don't have to fully insure yourself. You can go with the conservative one. At least
Yeah.
you have enough protection na, and the classic example is, mom, dad, and then dalawang kids. 1 million yung mortgage na utang and 500,000 lang yung life cover nila, and that's fine. Kasi the 500,000 will still allow the surviving spouse to be able to still service the mortgage kahit siya na lang mag-isa. Kakayanin pa yan. So the
Mm.
bottom line, hindi niya naibenta yung bahay just because
That's true.
there's still that level of protection there
Yes.
para hindi maging, babalik sa rin or baka umuwi ng Philippines, it's still there. Yeah.
That's true. That's true po. A lot of our kababayans doesn't actually feel the heaviness of that importance,
Mhm.
you know. So
And
I think
sorry, sometimes we kind of like feel the need of it kapag ka nangyari na sa kakilala natin. And I've seen it so many times na bigla na lang, parang nagra-rush sila kasi natatakot, uy, na heart attack yung kumpare ko. Parang it's a reminder. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. And it's sad reminder.
it is. I think there was one incident po last maybe couple of years ago, and I used to work at the airport, and then one of our good friend in the aviation security department, he had an accident po just by driving. He's perfectly fine just by driving, and it was devastating because he didn't have any life insurance or anything at all. So he passed away, and he's got a baby and a kid and the wife, and what's gonna happen, and he was like the single earner.
Oh
So
no.
it was really really devastating, and that's when I actually felt like, oh my, that's why I got life insurance. I think that was my very very most important thing for me. um my husband got health insurance, but he doesn't have life insurance. I don't have health insurance, but I have life insurance.
Mm. So yan yung tinatawag na every person may kanya-kanya tayo ng priority. And I've just met a
Mm.
couple just 2 weeks ago. Magkaiba sila ng priorities. Yung isa, yung babae, medical yung gusto niya. And then yung isa naman, life, trauma, and income naman yung gusto niya. So, ang ginagawa namin as advisors is we guide you and we give you kung ano talaga yung priority mo. Okay?
Yeah.
We cannot really tell you na, hey, you really need this. Kasi at the end of the day, it will be your decision kasi ikaw yung
Mhm.
nagbaba. Okay? So,
Yeah.
and your priorities as well. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you so much for that. No, we've already reached an hour, and if you're going to be chatting with us too, it can take forever. But we appreciate your time. Do you have any last word to our fellow kababayan who don't have insurances yet and would like to reach out to you, or new immigrants to New Zealand? What's your recommendation or advice?
Sige.
Please.
So, first of all, maraming salamat for bringing me in this podcast. It's always fun, and 1 hour is always short to discuss insurance.
Yes.
There's so much to discuss eh. But maraming salamat, and for anyone watching po, I think the best na may iwan ko lang na message today is huwag kayong matakot lumapit sa mga insurance advisors, and I promote all of them. Okay? I think hindi lang tayo nasanay sa Philippines kasi iba yung setup doon. Pero dito po, there's a lot of good advisors out there. Trustworthy. There's no harm talking to them, asking them. They're gonna be helping you naman. So, and wala namang bayad. So, there's no need po na mag-DIY kasi
Yeah.
usually you'll end up talaga doing the wrong thing.
That's true.
So just get the advice of the advisor kasi ganun naman eh. Kapag may kailangan ka sa immigration, you go to immigration lawyer. If you need help sa accounting, you go to the accountant. If you need help sa insurance, then go to the insurance advisor. Kanya-kanya kasi ng expertise. They know more. So kahit pa mag-research ka, they still know a lot of things that you're probably gonna miss in your research. So make use of them. There's a lot of Filipinos advisors out there, and they're good. I can vouch for them. So yeah, yun lang po.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it much. And you've been gracing almost any podcast that will be asking your expertise and ideas. And we greatly appreciate you. At sa mga kababayan natin, you've heard it from a senior financial advisor. Thank you so much, Bobby. And I really look forward to meeting you in person. And
Thanks, Bobby. Thank
You
you. Or he's
you.
he's close to us.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Sige po.
Thank you. Have a good evening po. Thank you.
All right. Wow, man,
That
that's really
1 hour
amazing.
isn't enough, ate. What 1 hour isn't enough talaga.
And we've
Like
even
it, but
discussed it already in the previous episode, and we're still learning
yeah.
more.
And I
Yeah.
think this is the only I for me the what I mentioned earlier at is that this is I'm so passionate about insurances and everything because I have seen the importance of it. I have felt it as well. I've experienced it with my family and my friends and everything. And this is what everyone should actually be more open-minded into actually getting in. Kasi sabi nila parang aksaya lang ng pera yan, hulog ka ng hulog, hindi ka naman na-aksidente. Parang, what?
Mhm. You don't have to wait for the accident, please. No. And me as well. We've just recently made our claims as well for the travel insurance. My husband doesn't want to, but since I have my money, I can do whatever I like with my money. And I availed a travel insurance. And next time around, because we're planning to travel again, I'm gonna get pero wala si Bobby ng travel insurance. And hindi, I'm going to contact with the
Advice.
yeah, yeah, for travel insurance and also for life insurance for my mom that I'm planning to bring over here for a visit. And yeah, I think I'll just go straight away to an advisor instead of searching it up myself because I
Yes.
don't have time anymore.
That's why
That's
they're called advisor. We need an advice. Which who are
yes.
these people that we're actually needing to actually talk to? So as what Bobby earlier mentioned, he can kind of direct you to the right people to talk to. So
Mm.
that's why he's called an advisor. So that's good.
And I think
Yay.
one thing to think about when you're looking for an advisor is somebody that you can make connections to because
Mm,
he is a Filipino. That's number one. Number two, he's expert with 8 years of experience. Number three, he's quite popular here in New Zealand. So I would say, you know,
podcasts and everything.
you can't build that name if you don't have a consistent good track records track good
Mm,
blah, blah. So yeah, if you guys watching and you're quite convinced with what we are talking about, feel free. Anyway, Bobby will be happy to refer you to someone who he thinks is more capable of helping you aside from him. Yeah, so I'm
sure.
definitely gonna be in touch with him regarding the other insurances that they are offering. Right. Oops, let's be excited for next time, next
Next,
week.
yes.
Oh man. And looking forward
Ari.
to having our Kiwi Saver
Yes.
expert. Somebody who,
Yes.
and you have something to say because I think you've got
Oh, yes! Guys, mga kabayan who are looking for a house around Mangere, I just listed a property po sa Mangere, and they're also our kabayan, but they really need to move forward to like the next chapter of their life, downsizing. So we've listed it's a 5 bedroom 3 bathroom with a sleep out po. So I'm having an open home this Saturday. I will be also posting it on the comment section.
yes,
Like I Yeah, I'll post the address in the comment section. Tomorrow is our photo shoot for this
please.
property. And ate, you should go visit that house
Yeah,
because it is such a beautiful house. And I really, really wanted to actually, help our kabayan to move into their new home. So hopefully, nalalagay ko yung address po. But I have
yes,
an open home at 11 a.m. to
11 a.m. Saturday.
11 yeah 11:15 to 12 o'clock. So I'll see you. in the address.
Yeah, that's
Should
good
I actually
information.
just say it? Parang at least alam nyo na nag-sign na naman
Oh,
kami ng list. So
oh.
the address is 420A. So 420 and letter A. So 420A Massey Road, Mangere East in Mangere. And it's such a beautiful home, very well kept by our kabayan, 5 bedroom, 3 bathroom, and a sleep out. So you might want a 5 bedroom at this.
I do. Kung may pera. So I'm gonna see you on Saturday anyway, right after my webinar with parents in New Zealand parents here,
Yes.
Filipino parents in New Zealand, to kind of giving them idea as to how New Zealand curriculum is in order to help their kids settle down and to help them thrive as well in schools and how to deal with this and that, many other stuff. So we're gonna have this webinar on Saturday, 10 a.m. to hopefully we'll finish before 11 so I can still catch up. And that's good. It's 11:15 because I'll definitely catch up and
Yes,
see you.
I'll see you. Yes, five bedroom po.
Yeah.
Five
Yeah.
bedroom, three
Okay.
bathroom, and also Sunday. Sorry, if isingit ko na rin. Sunday, I have another open home po. So actually, there is Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Mangere property. So that's 11 to 11:45, and then 11:15 to 12 o'clock, and then on Sunday after my church po. I have Teaparangi, 83 Teaparangi Road, Papakura. That's the 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom in Papakura po townhouse. But at 12:15 to 1 o'clock, I after church is the Mangere, which is 420A Massey Road, Mangere East.
Ah, nice. We've got a quick comment here. How much for? I think this is my first house.
Which
Uh,
one? Yung ayaw una.
oh, yeah, I don't know. So maybe if we
Punta
can,
ka, punta po kayo sa open home namin
yeah, we'll
sa
see you
Sabado.
on Saturday, 11. I'm going to have a look at the place as well. And also, I'm going to put the link. Hopefully, I can find the link of Bobby Chua so you'll be able to connect with him after you've seen this video. Because I know some of our viewers were not able to see us live, to join us live, but they can catch up after their work. So, yeah, pretty much it. We're so excited for the next topic. And be excited as well because we have Kiwi Saver experts and the ANZ Bank, Paula, reached out back to me to have another discussion. So really good to hear about that. And yeah, thank you for
Thank
staying
you.
and thank
So
you
1 hour.
for the time. Thank you, Mary Ann, for just
Yeah,
a
thank you, Bobby. That was such a nice conversation. But see you again next week, guys. Same
see ya.
time, same place. See
Bye.
ya.